I don't know what we're doing, Kevin. Tell me what we're doing.
Okay, so I have yet to see this animal. So Lilith, which is our Leucistic, blue-eyed Leucistic king cobra, when I got her, she was the only one known. There is somebody, it turns out, with a male that is actually bred it somewhere in Indonesia, so this remains a secret. But through the help of one of my friends, we were able to locate a heterozygous male. And I've seen pictures, and it's a different looking animal. So just like if we were looking at lesser platinum and Mojave balls and phantom balls, the phenotype, which is a visual look of the animal, looks different. But when you breed those animals together, you're making blue-eyed leucistics, or versions of blue-eyed leucism. So this is an offspring of a leucistic animal. So all resulting babies would carry the gene for leucism, and if it's incomplete dominance, which I believe this is, the immediate hets will have a different look to it. So the phenotype is a different look from the wild type, and it's indicative of the genotype for blue-eyed leucism. The blue-eyed leucistic is the homozygous. It's the super expression. Legit have not seen this. Okay. So this animal.
This is your first unboxing video.
Uh-huh, my first unboxing. Okay, so it's double bagged. It is alive, so it's moving. So that's right there is one of the big things. So generally what we do, if I had some nice Midwest tools here, it'd even be better. But
Oh,
right
Midwest? Yeah, Midwest. Why is Midwest tools the best ones?
Now, Midwest makes great tools.
Yeah.
So
they should sponsor us.
Yeah, and we were talking to them, but they can't be bothered. So,
Oh
no! I'm gonna terminate this bag.
You're gonna terminate it?
I'm gonna cut its head off.
Nice.
Done. Okay. So you guys got forceps?
I can grab some.
Please. So what you would do, so this is double bagged. So as much as you want to just freely grab the bag and you have confidence it never bite you through the bag, pretty much probably 1,000% of the time it would never happen. But it does happen, and this is where sometimes people actually have a problem. So the worst thing you want to do is to get something so wonderful like this, and I feel overconfident, even though I know I can do this, but it would be, I'd lose the chance to enjoy this animal and not have any problems, because I have Leucistic king cobra, I have my other king cobras. So the more important they are to me, the more I need to control myself.
Yeah.
And not do stupid stuff. And I keep sitting
How
there
come?
thinking,
Can I ask you a question? Since we're sitting here waiting, why haven't you told me about this thing? Have you been keeping this secret for a reason?
This is a secret because it's got to be. We got to make sure everything's right. Even when we were waiting for Lilith, we basically had to play it cool. So.
That was playing it cool. We were freaking out.
Oh, that was. Trust me. That was because there's always a chance it can come in dead.
Right.
So now you need to do is you look for where the animal is. So her head, his head. So we go here, we want to make sure this is all, nothing's here, no tail. You don't want to pinch the tail. So so this one is zip tied. Nail trimmers are wonderful. Okay, hey, is there a container, like a tall container I can get this?
Grab one real quick.
So this being held against the ground is preventing the animal from getting up through the bag. So this is a small animal, so this animal is going to be like very kind of fast moving and maybe a little bit wild. So it obviously can't see through the bag, its head's right there. So hopefully we're going to see some hooding and whatnot. But more importantly, this is not going to look like our typical Malaysian king cobra, Sumatran king cobra. This is going to have a very different look to it. And from the pictures, it was very black and white. And although baby king cobras can be that way, it definitely had a different look to it. So that's really good. One thing we have to hope is generally the blue-eyed leucistic of Lilith is compatible with the blue-eyed leucism of this other king cobra. And I would say quite likely it would be a lot of blue-eyed leucism, unlike albino, often occur at the same locus site. So they're allelic, And so you can have different subtle genes, but when they're put together, they ultimately create the homozygous super expression of blue-eyed leucism. Okay, got my hook. Somebody said, now all you guys that are playing with all your big giant king cobras and stuff like that, you're going, wow, this is super boring, and he's being way, way careful. But I have to think about, you know, the general audience, and right here I just have to show like a good, responsible method. This is just you know, being careful is important. Wow. So what he's doing right now, he's responding to you. You've got your 2 eyes on your camera. Cameras always seem to like skits out even monitors and stuff like that. So this is a male. At least I'm getting it as a male, but it certainly looks like a male. And this is a snake eater. So king cobras are a bit tricky because in nature they're going to want to eat a lot of indigenous rat snakes and a lot of different colubrids. So this guy's just kind of holding his ground, not aggressive. He's just more curious of you, but he's also a bit worried about you too. So he's going to sit there and look at you. So I love that. So he's very just responsive, just taking it all in. Look at that. Hi, buddy. He doesn't even realize that I'm back here. It's such, I'm literally in awe over king cobras just because their brains, they're very, very unique, and they have a fair bit of confidence, which allows them to stand their ground and do things like this, where we have other cobras which become very, very erratic, a lot of desperation. They'll bluff rush you, a lot of hooding up, a lot of striking, and then they're just trying to get you to back off so they can get you to pause so they can find a good place to retreat to. Still, this animal does not know I'm here. So they're very tactile, so if I go and touch,
Ooh.
so he's now, what just touched me? So now here I go. Look, this snake is so on point.
Oh boy.
This snake will definitely try to zap me. So he's not doing it right now, but you have the whole worry of the body that's up in the air immediately can hinge down and bite. And what they do is they'll often rush forward while coming down. So you're going to get more than this distance, and you're going to get a little bit of rushing forward. So I have a zone where I can be, but there's really no sense. This is actually a really decent snake. Looks nice and healthy. This has been started on snakes, and we're going to have to basically work it over onto rodents. Definitely has a different look than my other kings.
What specifically is different about it?
It's dark. It's hood, everything. So
That's
you always
bad,
got to
right?
watch. So when they want to go up the hook. My hook. This is not a very long hook. So the trick right now is you can literally make friends with this animal. And so some of the first things I do to this animal, as far as when I unpack it, it's taking it all in. And once he realizes there's not an immediate threat, he's going to start motoring.
Now, do the males get bigger than the females?
Yeah, males.
Yep.
He's dimorphic. This guy's really good. So you want to use part of your hook. You want to use the hook where they can't double back around. Very, very key. You know, using your tools properly makes a big deal for your success. So he'll just keep crawling up, and I'm using the tail just as an anchor point. So right now, use this. Very, very simple. This is very easy to manage. Venomous snakes, like a lot of venomous keepers, they're never nervous when they're handling these animals. They're very confident. They're confident using their tools, confident of flowing. You got to be, your movement has to be very just no spastic, erratic behavior. Generally, that is where things just get a little over complicated. So really smooth moves, but flowing with these animals is key. As cute as this guy is, the venom, there's a lot of venom production. There's a lot of venom that can be delivered. So it's certainly, you know, drop for drop, it's not the most venomous snake, not nearly, but it can deliver a lot of venom, and it's neurotoxins. So it would shut down your nervous system. So basically, you wouldn't be able to breathe. Usually a bigger bin is much needed.
Oh boy.
That's all right. Bigger bin. You don't want to squish them. Okay, so generally a bigger bin in this case, where if I was doing this and being a little bit more responsible, not for just what we had, I would use a deeper bin, taller bin, where once I put it in the bin, there's no way it can actually get up. So this bin is too short for him. It's too small, so it made it harder for me to achieve what I need to. I really wasn't worried at all, but still, good idea, bigger bin. So if we didn't have the camera and we weren't just trying to do this because I really wanted to see what this animal looked like. Donnie, you happened to be here, so you wanted to video it. But generally, I would have already been on it, already put it in the big bin and stuff like that. So we just grabbed what we had, and we wanted to just talk about this animal. But this is really great. So nice, safe container, locking. And then you can take this container and put another container. But for right now, we're just gonna let the animal go quiet. We'll put him in a little bit of a dark area, let him calm down, let him get a good drink, and ultimately he'll go into his housing. And I think we'll end up looking at Lilith today, because people are all asking about Lilith. Lilith is doing wonderful. She's still a demon though.